Alabama. Conclusion. Dante quickly became for me, as he was to many others, surrogate father as well as employer. For small dough, he rented me a tiny one-bedroom apartment in Midtown, where he owned a 16-unit apartment building. After nearly 20 years, in 1980, Dante closed his landmark underground restaurant and opened a new one in Buckhead, building from the ground up. I was the first act to play on the wharf there, and business picked up steadily from zero. Dante's jazz trio, headed by pianist Paul Mitchell, remained the draw they had always been in underground from the late 60s. In November of 1981, Shelagh walked in to meet some friends from the office where they worked. I felt her walk through the door without seeing her, as my back was to the door. She hated me on sight, but I was smitten and stalked her for 3 months with weekly calls. She would lie about being busy and hang up on me. Finally, she agreed to go out with me, according to her later, to give me a bad time and get me to stop calling. Instead, we stayed up all night, talking over a large jug of cheap wine, and in the morning, I drove her back to her apartment on my motorcycle. She called her mom, who was in Hawaii for a Girl Scout function, told her she was moving in with that asshole who had been calling her. If that works out, we'll get married at Thanksgiving. Mom, he doesn't look good on paper, and he is 13 years older than me. Her mother said, don't do anything. I can be there in 3 days. We had the rehearsal party at Dante's and married on November 27th, 1982. Soon after, Dante gave us free rent when Shelagh took over managing the 16-unit apartment building he owned in Midtown. Saving the rent money, we were able to put away enough for a down payment on a downtown condo in 1987. In 1988, we made a trip to Clay County, North Carolina. It was love at first sight for both of us during the long weekend at a friend's place with a view of the foothills, and we knew we had to move. In 1990, we built a small cabin in Clay County, keeping it up and running for weekend getaways from Atlanta. In 2001, we built an addition that was necessary for our plan to move in permanently, and in August we made the move. In 2002, Becky Long, editor and publisher of the Clay County Progress, took me on as a frequent contributor, with the first name of my new weekly column, Living in the Hills. I have been able to find singing jobs in the area with great frequency, and in 2023, Carl Engelman of Epic Catering and Eatery took me on as a single. After a few months, he joined me on bass, and shortly after that, Tommy Kirshner joined us on cajon. We are playing 2 Fridays a month in Mel's Place, the bar side of Epic Catering and Eatery's dining room, doing my own songs and heading into 2026 with a vinyl album project pending. Shelagh found a new career in real estate sales and has flourished through 3 different brokers. I'm 82 now and happy, healthy, and grateful to be alive after a near-death stay in the hospital at the end of 2023. We built a new home in 2024 in Tusquity on a lovely creek property with delightful neighbors. In November, we will celebrate 43 years of happy marriage. The other day, Shelagh said, "Mike, you are just living the life of Riley, aren't you?" To which I replied, "Honey, I am Riley." Our trio, Borderline Behavior, plays again on Friday, November 14 at Epic, starting at 6 p.m. Come by and say hi. Here is the link to the spoken word version of this column.